At the time, I never thought of them as a money-making tool at all. I thought of them as distributing ideas and just being increasing people's pleasure in the surroundings. And so when I did Flock of Geese flying overhead, it was what people might not have paid attention to, but if they saw them in art or in some fabric picture, then they might pay more attention to this phenomenon of nature.
Did your mother teach you how to hook rugs?
I think we just did it. If there was something to be done, you looked at it and did it. I think that there was almost no, it was just there. Left hand is attention, of course, and the right hand does the picking up. And you just march across. But your hand feels the holes, and the end of this feels the holes, and it goes down in without even I can watch something else. I can't read yet.
Huh? You can watch TV and do this?
Well, I can read and do almost anything, but not this. I can read and crochet.
Oh. Really? Oh.
I'm addicted. No use pretending I'm not addicted to reading. And I've done more than I thought I had done. Somebody asked me once how many I had done, and I had a list of them. Years and years ago, one of my classmates did woodcuts. It was Claire Pratt, and she said I need always to number them and know where they are. So she had a list and she kept track. So I made a list, but I didn't number them. And when I went to number them, I discovered I was already almost to 500.
And do you remember when that would have been, when you started to number them, Delza?
Yeah, it would be back in the 80s.
In the 80s?
When I moved down here.
Okay.
And I began to think I'd ordered my life a bit better. And so I did. But when I made the 500th, I finally kept it and put it on the wall. And eventually, I am now close to, I think I'm up to 949 or something like that, which if I live long enough, I'll maybe make the 1,000.
Oh.
Well, you see, the January, February, March, April, of course, are the crocuses, and summer all in one.
Yeah.
And then November and December, the old church out at St. Andrews in the winter.
Yes. And an Inukshuk.
And an Inukshuk for November.
For Churchill.
And my sister, Miriam, my roommate, must have said it about that time.
Okay. And I see you've got the provincial bird. And your polar.
Yeah.
Polar? Are those polar
and the bird, in October, you see, when the geese leave. Of the beginning of things, the recurrence, like the phoenix rises from the ashes. But I thought fire would be more interesting. So I had it rising from the fire. And then, of course, the future is up in the air, as it were. And the old earth, at the time, fairly new pictures of the earth from the air, and of course the star, and so on. And I didn't know what to do about the current thing. And one of my friends sent me a picture of Barbara Hepworth's statues, which are like Henry, not like people.
Okay.
And she called it a family of man. And I said, yes, we've got holes in our heads too. And so I used her statues as the family of man, and then I did an Inukshuk in the middle. And the trees background, of course, are the different trees that are in Manitoba, yeah.
Manitoba. And you have your endangered species.
And then I did the endangered species around the corner and the grippy hands at the corners to make it more community minded. The nice thing is when you pin them up and look at them, you can see sometimes things that you can't see when you're working closely on them. And when I come in from being out and thinking of other things and suddenly I sometimes see things that I wouldn't have known otherwise. And it helps me make them better, more satisfactory, and so on. So I still am learning how to manage the business of hooking. But it has been a very rewarding